Hey guys, this is Paco the Realtor, broker of RX Real Estate, Realtor local expert, storyteller. Thank you for everybody that is listening or watching, whether it's Facebook Live, Stories, YouTube, podcast, and now on Alexa, as she turns on as I say that. So good evening, guys. This is Ask Paco Sunday, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about home values. Market's kind of shifting. We've been getting a lot of questions about home value, and something came up that kind of made me think of something. People want to know how much your home is worth. They just don't want to be sold, right? They want to know how much your home is worth, whether they're buying or not, or selling or not. They want to get an accurate value, but what do? Well, they go on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Redfin, whatever it may be, and they try to get an estimate on what their house is worth, and then whether they're selling in the next 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months, they make a decision based off this. So it got me thinking. Unfortunately, all those are done by algorithms, not people. And the algorithms aren't very accurate. As a matter of fact, I was kind of Googling, doing some research on different articles from Zillow themselves, from Trulia, who's now owned by Zillow, about how accurate there is. And it kind of varies everywhere. Let me start by saying Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, all of those are great for educational purposes. But if you need a real value, the problem is that it's not very accurate. There's one article that says that Zillow is accurate 80% of the time. There's another one where Zillow themselves is saying that they are accurate over 75% of the time. There's another article where they went ahead and did 100 properties, and some were too low, some were too high. Anyways, 68%, whatever it may be. It's a good place to get educated. Here's a problem. If you're thinking of selling in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and you're using this as your base, you're going to emotionally screw yourself. And let me explain what I mean by that. If Zillow says your house is worth $400,000, and that's what you've been seeing for the last 6 months, and then you call a realtor to go ahead, what's up, Anna? Then you call a realtor to go ahead and say, hey, I want to sell my house, and he comes back and says it's $380, $375. Well, you've already set yourself up for letdown. They're wrong. They don't know what they're doing. But it's not your fault because you're going off the data you have, right? So it got me thinking. Everybody wants to get educated, but they don't want to be sold until they're ready, right? So if that's the case, how does the psyche of a seller work? Well, if I'm selling my house and I'm thinking of selling it in the next 6 months, let's say first quarter of next year of 2019, and I start reading that the market is shifting and is slowing down, which it is, that increasing rates are going to squeeze a lot of buyers out, which create less demand, which will then, the house will sit longer on the market. So I start reading all this, and now I want to know, well, hell, what if I want to sell my house? I want accurate numbers. Well, you don't know any better because, as I always say, we're drowning in information, we're starving for knowledge. You go on Zillow, Trulia, and you try to get estimates, zestimates as they call it, of what your value is worth. Well, why is it you don't call a realtor? Well, let's be honest. You don't want them to push you, sell you, right? If you call up a realtor and say, hey, give me a home value, they're going to want to go to your house. They're going to want to sit down and have you sign a listing agreement. They're going to want to know why you're selling, which I get. They're salesmen. I get it. But then, from a long term, from a business standpoint, as a broker, and technology has now gotten to the point where you want to be educated before you make the decision. So we need to educate you now, so when you're ready to make a decision, you give us a chance to meet with you and show you the value we can offer, as opposed to the pushy salesman. And, so if you called an agent up, whether you had a relationship with it or not, immediately they'd want to close you because, oh my God, they want their home value, so therefore they're going to sell. I got to close. And that's not what we want. At least that's the perception, right? Because if it's a really good realtor, they will educate you, they'll give you the information, and then they'll let you make a decision based off those facts. They're not going to be the pushy car salesman, but we all think of what? The pushy salesman who's just trying to get in our house, and we don't want that. So it got me thinking, how do we change this? Well, one of the problems we have with with the algorithm, the education, is that it's not accurate for a few reasons. One, it's not a human being, so they can't sit down and look at a lot of stuff. If you have two neighborhoods next to each other, and one neighborhood is worth 400,000, the other neighborhood is worth 350, Zillow doesn't see that they're two different neighbors. They just see that they're close to proximity. Therefore, they must be comparables. As we know, a lot of people that live in our cities here in the Inland Empire, you could have a really good neighborhood here, and then right across the street, a not so good neighborhood, and you can't compare them because they're 20 years apart. So it's not a real accurate value, but we still don't know that because when we see the Zestimate, it doesn't give us all that data. It will give it to us if we, search deep enough. Well, how are values figured out? Well, they're figured out by square footage, lot size, your build, bedrooms, baths, and the most important thing, comparables. Houses that have sold within the last 90 days within your neighborhood. And if there's nothing within your neighborhood, then you got to go out a little farther and a little farther. If nothing has sold in the last 90 days, then you got to go a lot farther out, right? That takes a human being to figure that out. So, I have decided to create something called an equity report. What is this? If you are looking to just get accurate home value based on square footage, lot size, your build, bedrooms, bath, and true comparables, but don't want to get sold, don't want the pushy salesman, then I have a way to do it. If you let us know that you want an equity report, we will send you something every 2 weeks via email, text message, mail, whatever you want. I mean, we prefer email because it's easier, but okay. All you got to do is call me, email me, text message me at paco@pacotherealtor.com or my phone number, 951-213-9131, and say, give me an equity report, give me your address. That's it. Now, there's one little caveat. I don't know the inside of your condition of your house. I don't know if you're upgraded and stuff. So for me to be 100% accurate is an impossibility. But I'll be damn more accurate than most other things. Now, you can help me with that by telling me, hey, Paco, we just upgraded the kitchen, we just put solar panels, whatever you did, right? But we will send you an equity report every 2 weeks, so twice a month, that is done by humans, automatically sent to you. You won't get no phone calls from a pushy salesman unless you ask us to reach out to you because you need more accurate information. So if you're looking for accurate information on your home, and you want more than an algorithm, but you don't want to be bothered with the pushy realtor salesman, image that we have, reach out to us and just say, Paco, we want an equity report. Here's my email. Here's my address. That is it. We will email you to verify that title is accurate, bedrooms, bath, lot size, that you didn't make an addition we don't know of. And then every 2 weeks, my team will literally go into the MLS, literally pull up the properties, look at them, make sure they're accurate, put the report together, and send you a one-page PDF file that says what your home is worth based on the current comparables. It's that simple. It's that easy. And if you, down the road, 6 months, a year, say, hey, Paco, I need more accurate information, then at that point we would have to obviously consider the condition, which we are not privy to. But I can guarantee you that we will be 90% accurate compared to the Zillow and Trulia and Realtors of the world, because it will be a human being who's actually working on the report itself. It's called the equity report. All right, guys. So I am going to be doing a little more, putting out a little more information. You're actually going to see some videos on it. Today's kind of my first, conversation about it. I actually had a conversation with a few people who said they would love this. And it makes sense. You want to know how much, we all want to know how much our house is worth. We don't want to have somebody try to sell us though, which makes sense. I get it. So, the equity report, look out for it. Don't be surprised if you're already in my database that I'm going to send you an email talking about it. You'll see a lot more videos about it. I can promise you that as we unveil more information on it. All right, guys. So, as always, this is Paco, the Realtor Broker, owner, storyteller, sitting here trying to educate the community. An educated consumer is a valuable thing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, this is Paco the Realtor, broker, owner, local expert, storyteller.